Hello friends, Zachary Stockill here from retroactivejealousy.com, and in today's video I'm going to answer a viewer question relating to whether or not you should break up with your partner and overcome retroactive jealousy in a relationship, or whether you should try to get over this stuff while you're single. Before I get into it, I'd just like to mention that if you've been enjoying the content on my channel and you'd like me to do more of it, please take a moment to let me know by leaving a comment beneath this video, letting me know your thoughts on what I'm talking about today. Be sure to click the like button, and if you wouldn't mind, be sure you are subscribed to my channel as well to be notified of new videos moving forward. Okay, today's viewer comment comes from someone we'll call G. G asks, what should you do if you feel like you need to break up with your partner and get over your retroactive jealousy while single? So first off, G, thank you for your question. I appreciate it. This is one I get on a pretty regular basis. People writing to me and asking me basically if they should break up with their partner or not, or if retroactive jealousy is easier to get past when they're single as opposed to being in a relationship. So my first question back to you is my typical question that I pose to people who ask me this question, and that is, are you sure that you're not using retroactive jealousy as an excuse to push your partner away because you're already unhappy in the relationship? Almost like a separate issue as opposed to retroactive jealousy. Is there more going on in the relationship that is not okay with you? Do you feel like fundamentally you and your partner are not a good match for each other? Do you feel like, in essence, do you feel like you belong in a different relationship? And are you using retroactive jealousy as a bit of an excuse to push your partner away, or, to weigh the option of a breakup? Because the fact that you're asking me this question, and this is just my own feeling, my own kind of gut feeling about this. Obviously, I don't know you and your personal situation. But my gut feeling when I receive emails like this is that there's probably something amiss in the relationship that has nothing to do with retroactive jealousy if you're asking me this question. If you're asking me this question as opposed to being really committed to putting in the work to beat retroactive jealousy and saving your relationship before it's too late. Because that's often, the main response that I get from people who are new to my work. In other words, they're very, very excited about saving their relationship, about finally discovering the tools to save their relationship and put in the work and level up their lives and commit to personal development and all this stuff. Committing to the work of personal development, committing to the work of overcoming retroactive jealousy, in some ways as a vehicle to save their relationship. That's often people's initial response when they find my work. And if right off the bat you're asking me if it's a good idea for you to break up or not, that says to me that you might be in the wrong relationship. So before you make any decision, I would simply take a moment and pause and check in with yourself. You can work with a therapist or a coach, or you can simply reflect by yourself. But really make sure that there isn't something in the relationship beyond retroactive jealousy that needs to be addressed. Secondly, be sure you aren't falling into the trap of thinking that if you break up with your partner, that'll automatically solve your retroactive jealousy. Because I am here to tell you that unfortunately this issue doesn't usually work like this. Often retroactive jealousy sufferers, particularly when they're in the very early stages of struggling with retroactive jealousy, maybe they've never felt like this before, maybe they're having all these feelings and emotions and really an intense experience that is completely foreign to them, and they think, I'm having this response with this person, and if I eliminate that person, that'll solve my problem. Unfortunately, retroactive jealousy has a habit of following people into consecutive relationships until they really start to work to get a handle on this problem, until they really start to work to learn as much as they can about their own psychology and their own upbringing and their dangerous thought habits around relationships, for example. Until people really step up and put in the work and start beating this thing for good, unfortunately, this issue has a habit of continuing to reappear in one's life over and over and over until they finally put in the work to beat it. So if you're considering breaking up with your partner, be sure that you aren't doing that as a way to overcome retroactive jealousy. Be sure that you're not doing that as a way that you think this will automatically solve your problem. Now, a very important caveat to that, and that I tell people all the time, is that sometimes retroactive jealousy is absolutely about an incompatibility in values, in their vision of a shared future, etc., etc. Sometimes retroactive jealousy is absolutely an indication of mismatched values and a glaring red flag that you should probably be aware of. Sometimes retroactive jealousy is absolutely an indication that you're in the wrong relationship. However, unfortunately, this is the exception rather than the rule. In other words, unfortunately, this issue is not going to be solved simply by breaking up with someone. Unfortunately, you really need to commit to really putting in the work to put this issue behind you for good. I say unfortunately, but it's not unfortunate really, because retroactive jealousy can be an incredible gift. I recorded a video recently called The Best Part of Overcoming Retroactive Jealousy, which you can find if you click below this video. So it's not so unfortunate, but it is a bit of a pain, at least when you're first getting started putting in the work to put this problem behind you. In addition, I've recorded a number of videos on retroactive jealousy and values and should you stay or should you go. If you just go to my YouTube channel and search for any of the keywords that might be associated with that, values and things like that, a number of videos should come up, and I think you'll find those videos very helpful. But if you go through my work or someone else's work, or if you do the soul searching that's necessary in a situation like this, and at the end of the day you really think you need to break up with your partner and handle some of your issues while you're single, I don't think there's anything wrong necessarily with taking that approach, definitely not. And as you do that, I often tell people that being single and being a retroactive jealousy sufferer is, I won't say it's easier in some ways, but it's a great opportunity for you to really double down on your personal development, to get clear about your relationship goals and values and deal breakers, to get clear on what you want from an ideal partner, to get really, really crystal clear about your direction moving forward and the kind of person you want to bring into your life. Equally important, the kind of person you want to keep out of your life. All this stuff is in some ways easier to do when you're single, easier to think a little clearly when you don't have someone in your life who you really care for, because there's all of a sudden you have all this more time and more space and frankly more energy that you can devote to your own clarifying about your life mission and your goals and your values, and most importantly what you want in a relationship moving forward. So whatever you decide, G, I wish you luck, I wish you strength, I wish you clarity, and Godspeed, brother. This is, believe it or not, this is an exciting journey that you're about to go down. If you're new to my work and you're new to the work of overcoming retroactive jealousy, there's a reason that I'm still doing this after over 8 years of working one-on-one with people like you, creating videos like this, and really dedicating a lot of my time to this little issue of retroactive jealousy. People ask me all the time, Zach, why are you still doing this after 8 years? Certainly there are better uses for your time, or at least, uses of your time or a certain subject matter that has broader appeal than this little niche issue of retroactive jealousy. And while that might be true, and I do take on different issues at the same time as I work on this one, it's really rewarding working on this particular issue of retroactive jealousy because, one of the best compliments I ever received from a student of mine in my premium course, Get Over Your Partner's Past Fast, he said that my work was like a gateway drug to personal development, a gateway drug to learning more about relationships and having a much better relationship, and et cetera, et cetera. So what I'm saying is, I'm not trying to puff myself up and say how great I am or great my work is. I'm saying that this issue, putting in the work to overcome this issue and really put it behind you for good is so incredibly worthwhile, and it will change your life for the better as long as you put in the work. For anyone else watching this video, I'd love to know what you think. Do you think I'm way off here? Do you think I'm, out to lunch on this issue or whatever you want to call it? What do you think of what I had to say today? Please let me know by leaving a comment below. And if you agreed with at least some of what I had to say today, please be sure to click the like button. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel as well, and I will talk to you again very soon.